we think about health and fitness for vanity reasons until there's a big health issue in our life, right? That's how most of us are. But what if we never got to the place where we had a big health issue?
You're watching Developing Potential with Diana Keuilian.
Welcome back, friends. Today we're talking about how to age well. And I don't know about you, but once I hit 40, that matters to me. I want to age well. I don't want to feel old or look old. I want to preserve as much youth and as much vitality as I can. And so when my friend, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, came out with her brand new book, it just came out 2 days ago, called Forever Strong, a new science-based strategy for aging well. I was all over this. And I was lucky enough to get a pre-release copy, and I read it cover to cover. And I wanted to share my takeaways with you and really talk about what Dr. Gab teaches us through this book. So Dr. Gabrielle is a doctor who really specializes in longevity and muscle health. And she talks a lot about protein. If you follow her on Instagram, you will notice she talks a lot about the importance of protein. And her book goes into a lot more detail on why it's so important for us to take in enough protein and have good muscle health. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, is really muscle and protein. And women, I'm talking to you because I know for us, it can just be intimidating and then also just not sound that interesting to build muscle. Guys like it. I mean, we've grown up with the guys hit the weight room and getting their muscles big is so cool. But for women, it's I don't want to look muscular. Yeah. So it's been a mindset shift for me over the years. And being in fitness, I feel like, I'm aware of all of this. I know this. I do lift weights. It is part of my life for the past 20 years. But even though I know the importance, I kind of still drag my feet. I'd rather go run. I'd rather do some kind of fun cardio, go hiking, think about burning calories, rather than thinking about building muscle. So as I'm reading Dr. Gab's book, Forever Strong, I had a bit of an epiphany. And I'm excited to share this with you because for you women listening, I hope that this helps you as well. The term building muscle has always been a turnoff to me, even though I'm in fitness. And I realized as I'm reading the science, and there's detailed science in Dr. Gab's book about why we need to use our muscles, and not only how it keeps us young, but here's how it really prevents and reverses disease. This is about longevity. I realized that it's not about building muscle. It's really about activating your muscle and using your muscle. And this, it might sound like semantics, but for me, it really means something. This idea of building muscle is something I have so much resistance, internal resistance to. I don't want to have to go in the weight room and sweat and, grunt and do all the things and drink the creatine or whatever. That's not appealing to me. I get it that my son does it, my husband does it, they love it. I go in and I lift weights in a different way. And that mindset of, I don't want to build muscle, but I do want good muscle health. And Dr. Gab has put just a beautiful description and education for us on why the health of our muscle matters so much. So I've been writing a book with Dr. Ben Bickman, and he's an expert on insulin resistance. And what he's taught me is the importance of muscle and using your muscle to help us in the fight against insulin resistance, because our muscle health can determine our insulin sensitivity in a big way. So the more you exercise and use your muscles, you're helping your body utilize insulin better. Dr. Gab goes into even more detail about so many other just metabolic reasons that having healthy muscle tissue keeps us young and keeps us healthy. And so going back to this idea of like building muscle versus like activating my muscle every day, and how this mindset shift, since I've read Dr. Gab's book, has really helped me realize I don't have to be in the gym to activate my muscles. You don't have to be in the weight room sweating and grunting to improve your muscle health. And so things as simple as, I always take the stairs. Like, I will never get in an elevator if I can help it. I do this before I see my clients. Well, I'll be in the room by myself and I'll do like 10 really slow push-ups, and I'll do like some squats, just something where I'm activating these big major muscles in my body. No, I'm not doing it with, 100 pounds on a barbell. I'm doing it with body weight, but I'm still activating these muscles. And when you really learn about what's happening on a hormonal level, when you activate your muscle tissues all throughout the day, and then you provide it with enough protein through your diet, you have improved your muscle health. And so I loved this takeaway from the book, because while she does go into, weightlifting exercises, and I'm an advocate of weightlifting and I do it, but I realize that I don't love it and I wouldn't do it every day. It's the kind of thing where like I'll do it 3 to 4 times a week because I need to do it. But how can I activate my muscles every day in a very intentional way with the idea and the goal of improving my muscle health? And so that was my big takeaway. And Gab really goes into all of the reasons why muscle health is important. And she starts by saying what we shouldn't focus on, which is what we all focus on, and that is fat. She says, stop focusing on fat, on what you have to lose. And she says, focus on what you have to gain, right? The more we use our muscles and feed our muscles the protein that it needs, the more we can gain that metabolic health, that muscle health. And then the crazy thing is, weight loss happens automatically at that point. But it is interesting how, as a society, this culture, we focus on weight loss and we focus on the fat that we carry on our body. And we ignore this amazing organ, which is like, she talks about how we can't really impact any other organ other than your muscles. You use your muscles and you determine, how often you're going to use them, what kind of resistance you're going to put them under. And this determines the health. And then to learn that muscle health impacts your hormone levels in such a big way. And so it's not just about getting stronger or getting leaner. It's really about cleaning your body from the inside out and setting yourself up for this just health. And then as a byproduct, like she says in her subtitle, when we do this, when we have healthy muscle tissue and health, when our metabolic health is vibrant, we look younger, we feel younger. And so it's really cool how it all goes together. But really those two building blocks is eat enough protein and make sure that this is high quality protein, and then activate your muscles. Use your muscles in whatever that looks like for you. And we do know that intentionally doing resistance training is a very effective way to activate our muscles and to stimulate, muscle tissue growth. But like I've been focusing on in my life, you can do things in your daily life, from taking the stairs, from, how about this? This is so simple. Standing when you're at your computer instead of sitting. That's such a simple one, but it's a lifestyle thing. And now as you're standing, can you kind of be in a little bit of a squat where you're kind of tensing up different muscles in your leg, right? And this is something I do. And I don't have any fancy standing desk or whatever. in both of my offices. Like one of them, I put my laptop on a printer and I just stand there in front of the printer and I do like my little squats as I'm typing and, just work it into my day. And then in my other office, it's like a little bookshelf thing that I just put my laptop on the bookshelf. Or if I'm at home, I'll put it on the kitchen counter and just stand, right? There's something that I got at Target. It's like a little balance board. Standing on a balance board while you're typing utilizes so many muscles. If you just think of all the muscles that are getting activated and that are tensing up as you're trying to balance, and you're not even thinking about it. And so it's such a cool and simple way to improve your muscle health just as part of your lifestyle. I like this because I know, like I said, I'm not going to be someone who's in the gym every single day lifting heavy weights. I can make myself do it 3 or 4 times a week, and I feel good after I do it, but I want to make sure to supplement my lifestyle with all other kinds of ways to activate my muscles and really shifting my mindset from this daunting task of building muscle to activating my muscle tissue every single day. Even just sitting here right now, you can just tense up your legs. It's like, oh, I'm contracting muscle tissue. What is that doing on a hormonal level to my body? And just doing that every single day. So in Dr. Gab's brand new book, Forever Strong, she outlines some of the benefits. She calls it the life-changing power of skeletal muscle. She calls skeletal muscle your body armor, which is kind of a cool way to look at it. But I'm going to tell you, here are just some of the ways that having healthy skeletal muscle improves your health. The first one that kicks in within 2 weeks is better blood sugar regulation. And guys, this goes back to insulin, right? We're improving our insulin sensitivity when we use our muscles. Hunger control, which again goes into insulin and all of the satiety hormones. Increased mobility, having a stronger body, stronger bones, an improved blood profile, including lowering triglycerides, which is huge. And you don't necessarily think activate my muscles to have better cholesterol, but it happens, right? And it's awesome that people like Dr. Gab are in there studying and looking at the science to translate it for us to be like, here's what this means for your lifestyle. Metabolism protection, which is huge. Increased survivability against nearly every disease. And if you think about that, it's like, we think about health and fitness for vanity reasons until there's a big health issue in our life, right? That's how most of us are. But what if we never got to the place where we had a big health issue? That's really what Dr. Gab is teaching us how to do with this book, right? Have good muscle health by using your muscles every day. And no, that doesn't mean you have to grunt and sweat in the weight room. Use your muscles intentionally every day. And then eating enough protein. And this is, for a lot of women, I feel like we gravitate towards carbs just naturally. And so being really intentional about, hey, I need to get X amount of grams of protein. And Dr. Gab goes into all of the details of really how much protein you should be eating, where the source of the protein should be coming from, because not all protein is as beneficial to your muscles and your metabolism. And then getting those workouts, doing the things to use your muscles. Another thing that Dr. Gab talks about is metabolic health. And really, as we build our muscle health, as we activate our muscles, get enough protein, it's like a snowball effect, because once our muscle tissue is healthier, now our body is going to use food and energy in a more efficient way. Health really is compounding. And this book, Forever Strong, by my friend, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, really provides, I feel like, a couple big puzzle pieces towards helping you understand what your lifestyle should be to live at optimal health, to look as young as possible, and to really feel good every day. So I hope you will check out her book. It is brand new, just came out. I highly recommend it, and I'm so proud of my friend for putting decades of work into this book and all of her studies and her work with patients. And she's so passionate about the subject, and she's so passionate just about helping one more person understand their body better, to help them make better decisions, and just to live a healthier life where we look younger as well. So I hope you enjoyed this content. Check out Dr. Gab's book, and I will be back next week. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching Developing Potential with Diana Keuilian.